The following is intended for mature audiences. Viewer discretion is advised. Sup, Deadites? Welcome to part 5 of What If Deku Was the Son of Black Lightning. I'll start y'all off with the results of the poll. I usually don't reveal the actual percentage, but 92% of you guys at the time I wrote this wanted this. Helena was chilling at the pool in the tower. When Izuku gave her the offer, she took it. She'd rather be out there doing good in plain sight than being the Justice League's Black Ops team. I'm not gonna lie, what she's wearing would turn heads. Hers is not modest in the slightest. But come on, the Titans deal with Starfire on that daily. I'm sorry, but have you seen what this woman wears in most comic iterations of her? My point is, most of the men were unfazed by this. Izuku sat down next to Helena. Welcome to Titans, Helena. I'm glad you took me up on the offer. Now, you've got to remember to listen to the instructors. Helena scoffed. Zuzu, that goes without saying. I'm not so arrogant that I'm not gonna listen to seasoned heroes like you guys. Even Francis knows what he's doing. Otherwise, he wouldn't have that license. Speaking of which, I haven't seen him lately. Izuku explains that he's been hanging out with Jefferson Jackson, Firestorm. So to make this a little interesting, this isn't Jefferson and Stein. No. This is just Jax, my friends. We're still going with some Legends lore, however. After the good doctor dies, Jax's quirk evolved and allowed him to become Firestorm alone. He does, however, have a man in the chair of sorts thanks to Gideon. While Jax isn't an idiot, he's still gonna need a companion to aid him and hasten his thought process in some areas. Jax is still a legend, and Mick is still there as well. However, the entire crew of the Wave Rider agreed that it was far too soon for Francis to meet his dad. So whenever Hotstreak is working with the Legends, Mick stays out of sight. A few days later, and Francis is back in the tower instructing Jaime and Garfield on non-lethal takedowns. Not the point. And I would be in trouble if I shot through bone in an actual mission. Jaime is speaking to the Scarab, and Francis knows it. Scarab's right, but that is way too extreme. Worst case scenario, break some bones. They can't move that well if their legs are broken, or tendons are torn. Sometimes you have to get rough. Just don't be too brutal. Beast Boy, demonstrate. Garfield lunges at Hotstreak in the form of a wolf. However, he gets rewarded with a very heated kick to the barrel. Said kick was only hot enough to cause discomfort and not give him severe burns. But it also startled him and sent Beast Boy back into his normal form. That is how you neutralize a hostile target. Disorient them with a moderate amount of force or shock, and then follow up with binding the target while they are out of sorts. Dick Grayson is smiling at the progress that not only Beetle and Beast Boy have made, but Francis as well. He remembers when he was an utter hothead who could be set off with the most minor of instances. He has grown immensely since he acquired his license. That method doesn't always work, and you may have to apply the brute force method of hitting him till he quits. Dick let out. The lesson went well. A few days later, Izuku gets a call from McGann.
Hey, Izuku. I need your help with something.
McGann and Izuku went on a date for the day, and after they had a wonderful evening, if you catch my drift, McGann needed to ask her man a favor. Izuku was all ears. Izuku was going to a gala in Tokyo in a few days, and that would give her a cover and reason for having the bioship in Japan. He had made suits and dresses for the Todoroki family, and as a thanks, Endeavor pulled some strings. It may have been a young justice business, but Izuku's not gonna just leave his girl high and dry.
You still got that dress I like?
McGann just giggles. Of course she did, considering the reaction it elicited from her boyfriend. Izuku was slightly saddened that she'd be dipping at some point in the gala, but this gave her an excuse to be in Japan. She didn't share the details with Izuku, nor did he ask for them. All that mattered was that it was important to her.
So, there any form you'd like me to take on?
McGann playfully asked.
Izuku thought about it. Your white Martian form. I want to see the real you for a minute. After that, just pick whatever makes you comfortable, my love.
A blushing McGann was hesitant, but she took the form, and Izuku kissed her on the forehead, then kissed her properly. She unconsciously chose the form of Nemuri. Izuku noticed the second he got his hands on her hips.
I miss her too, but she's doing good work out there.
Now, I told y'all that she was in the Justice League and out on mission. Well, that wasn't that far off from what she's doing. Said mission was the fact that she was chosen by a Violet Ring to be a Star Sapphire, and she was currently being trained. They were both sad to see her go, but she had found a higher calling, and they weren't about to stop her. They were immensely proud that Nemuri's love for them was so strong that a Violet Ring chose her. Yes, you heard that right. Nemuri and McGann confessed to Izuku at the same damn time. Izuku was torn between the two, but Nemuri had a smile on her face. I believe I've told you how this ended. About a day after his date with McGann, Izuku was in Star Labs with Lin.
How are you feeling, Mr. Stone?
Lin asked in the kindest voice she could muster, short of her motherly one. I feel off. It's like there's this disconnect from everything. Are Mom and Dad coming back soon? Before Lin could open her mouth.
Look, Victor. Your body was pretty much wrecked after the attack. You have every right to want to block it out, but my mother has no such right. It's time for you to wake up from this horrible little dream and move on.
Izuku disconnected the cable on Victor's neck, and the memories came flooding. It was a day like any other. That is, until Darkseid attacked. His army was vast, and the Justice League was caught unawares. Long story short, there was an explosion, and he was the only survivor. His parents didn't make it. Victor was just plain out lucky, if you can even call it that. Victor's body was mangled, and the mother box near him was damaged. It still merges with him like in canon for the animated movieverse, but he has perfect control of it due to his quirk. Upgrade. It works exactly how it sounds, but I'll explain it anyway. Basically, if it's tech, he can interface with it, and in this case, incorporate it. However, not to mention, you know, upgraded as needed. However, like in that specific canon, this was not his choice. The funny part is, his quirk did its job in the background. Upgrade noticed that Victor was going to die. So, yeah, his quirk kind of grabbed the tech of the mother box and, well, you get the point. Victor still requires the aid of experts to truly understand himself, however. He's smart like any instance of Cyborg, but he ain't a doctor. Izuku and Lin, however, are. Lin and Jefferson realized they were fighting a losing battle and allowed him this. Izuku wasn't exactly spending all that time in Star Labs as a young boy playing now. He was working with Lin, studying with Lin. He really loved his mother. Oh god, how could I forget all that? Cyborg asked in shock. And once again, Izuku spoke up before Lin could say a word. That's because you were weak. I get it. Your parents died in front of you. Keep that memory and move on. Victor was about to deck Izuku. Before you get any bright ideas, my life story is public knowledge. Google it. Victor takes a nano to do just that. A tear falls from his eye. Yeah, my birth mother died right in front of me to save my life. So your folks are gone. At least you can remember their faces, their smiles, the way they laughed, their mannerisms. I don't even have that! I was 3 when that happened, and I can remember that vividly due to the nature of my quirk enhancing my mental capabilities. But all I have to remember Inko by is a small house on wheels / medical lab and a few pictures. And the only thing I can remember about her specifically is that she was a good person. I would kill to have what you have, jackass! Izuku's quirk was going wild. Izuku, stop. You'll fry us all. Izuku regains his composure and apologizes for his harsh words. Don't worry about it, Doc. You're right. In this instance, I was weaker than a 3-year-old you. I'm done running from my pain, but I ain't got nowhere to go, really. Izuku smiles and Lin smiles back. Victor Stone, I would like to cordially invite you to join the Titans as its newest member, Cyborg. Victor is handed his apprentice license and realizes the date on this. Izuku had planned this for a while. He had clearly been wondering, and the thought of how many times he's asked and how many times Victor's just reset. He's done with that. The two shook hands, and that was that. I know I told y'all that he was in the Titans in the last video. Not exactly the case. Izuku had plans for him, like I stated, and was hoping for him to join. He had a room and everything ready for him. Time for the gala has come, and McGann flies to the location. Now it's time for the Young Justice team. Aqualad and Miss Martian are obvious. Then you have Artemis, Kid Flash, Vibe. I've aged him down for this. Katana, also a teenager. And for the Kryptonian replacement, Supergirl, teenager. So go with, I guess in this instance, the Supergirl from Justice League Unlimited. Because she was like, what, 16? That works. Now, before I go any further, I should explain something. Barry Allen is dead. Not by Reverse Flash or Zoom, however. He was killed by mind-controlled Caitlin Snow. Through the hands of Killer Frost, Grodd had ended one of his most hated enemies. However, the entire Speed family, plus Izuku, came to kick his ass. Jay Garrick asked the kid to come along. His mere presence is preventing Grodd from his usual tricks. Static is immune to mind control and mind reading, and Grodd hates unknown variables. This all happened about a month after we left off, by the way. Killer Frost would not be blamed for her part in this, but she would be overworking herself in an attempt to gain redemption. The Speed family would tell her to relax many times before, but it didn't work. Wally walks straight up to her, fed up with it, and just kisses her. Caitlin, stop. This isn't your fault. Wally stares at the ring on his finger that contains his new suit, made by Izuku. A lot has happened since then, and we can make it through this together. We are all family here and can lean on each other. Caitlin smacked her boyfriend. Remember those words, Flash. Wally had been holding off on donning the scarlet suit for as long as possible, but Caitlin calling him that made it clear that the time was now. Wally was now in the suit. It ran straight to the Hall of Justice to take his seat as the Flash. Now, for the sake of my sanity and hopefully everyone else's, Wally West II is going by the name of Impulse, and Bart is now Kid Flash. They all thought that this would be a palatable, considering Wallace is only like 6 years younger than Wally. There was some time shenanigans that happened, but still, that's not my point. Of course, Wallace just couldn't stand being called Kid Flash when Flash ain't that much older than him in this instance. Wallace would later go on to join the Titans, but that is a story for next time. Less subplot, more plot, yeah? The bioship was parked and cloaked, and the rest of the team was waiting inside it while McGann spent an appropriate amount of time eating, dancing, and rubbing elbows with some of Japan's mightiest heroes and wealthiest elites. You can put your hand lower, honey. He did just that and enjoyed the moment. The dress is basically a Jessica Rabbit number minus the gloves. Unfortunately, McGann had to go on her mission, so she acted like something important came up, which it technically did, and she left. All Might noticed and walked up to him. I see your lady has left you alone. Is everything all right, Izuku? All Might was playing along. He's a card-holding member of the Justice League and brought this mission to the team. Japan doesn't have a version of the team. Good thing they're international. Truthfully, All Might, unless you can summon Murray from Zamaron to have a romantic dance with me, then no. He was crying at this point. As if on cue, I do believe I heard my name. Namuri was in the sexiest dress Izuku has ever made, and it was made to order. She literally just told him, make whatever turns you on the most. The dress hugged her figure and fit like a glove. Not a thing was left to the imagination. Namuri! A crying Izuku leapt for her, and she caught him with her ring and let his love flow. Namuri's love for Izuku and McGann was so strong that she was allowed to be on Sector 2184. For those of you who know nothing about Green Lantern, Earth is in that sector. The two dance the night away, and then Izuku notices the Todoroki family. They were all quite stunning in the mobster-style suits and dresses that Endeavor had ordered. Their energy was everywhere except Shoto's. Whoever that was Whatever that was, it wasn't Shoto Todoroki. Izuku and Nomori made their way to Endeavor and Ray via dancing. Enji, we have a problem. And that's where we're going to leave it. See you next time, Deadites.